Don't blink. John's reloading his gun, sneaking an attack. Unexpectedly, the ground rifle clicks, and his tattooed gun swings to the target. Master Yi instantly transformed, picking up the rifle and wildly shooting at John. They both ended up like worms, lying on the ground shooting at each other. John fell silent, so Master Yi walked over, asking, dead. Out of ammo, John stayed calm as a philosopher. O mount head I letter 3ca Cyrillic letter 4v3 I circumflex A mount letter 3f00 I cute letter 2253 Y cute A cute E mount S I cute A micro A mount too scared to make a sound pound sign I cute A tilde stayed silent O groff phone O not sign E mount O grove braille 34678 a quarter O tilde I cute groff times RA. Suddenly he spotted a gun behind him. Just as he was about to grab it, he stepped on some glass shards, making a loud crack, and startled Master Yi into spinning. John rolled over in an attempt to strike, but instead ended up getting thrown down himself. As he saw Master Yi prepare to slice through the scene with an arrow, he silenced this when it mattered. The lurking little black decided to jump in. That's my target. And that move unexpectedly gifted John the chance to escape. Stepping out, John faced Western Elite's attack, caught in the scissor hold, and was swiftly finished. Moments later, John removed his badge when enemies reappeared. Luckily, a puppy saved him, then Little Black showed up. Little Black urged John on, offering a reward, aiming to be a millionaire with him. Meanwhile, Hua fled. At the door, John saw the long-awaited Master Yi. He could leave safely if revealing John's whereabouts, but Hua would die rather than yield. When the conversation hit a wall, the two engaged in a deadly duel. The sound of clashing swords echoed through the match, revealing that Master Yi's swordsmanship was just wounded. Hua tried to counterattack, but was shot in the chest by Master Yi, dying instantly. Just as Mingzi wanted revenge with a knife, Master Yi could only shake his head in resignation. What a cold-hearted world. John fled by subway and saw Mingzi alone, glaring venomously as if saying, "You must kill Master Yi." John bumped into Winston and quickly asked about the owner of the special badge. Winston told him about the marquee and suggested John challenge him to. This was an ancient rule of Geiju, where winning meant freedom again. But first, John had to join the family to qualify for the challenge. Therefore, John could only travel alone to Berlin, looking for the Peter family in White Russia, just as he inquired the priest about the Peter family. Two strong men suddenly appeared, dragged him away. When John awoke, he found himself hanging at their place. Since he killed the elder in the desert, the Peters were implicated and executed by Geiju. The current head, Kathea, is Peter's daughter. John vowed to avenge Peter to rejoin the family. Kathea agreed, but John had to take down Peter's executioner first. John reached the underground bar, saw Azens, Peter's killer. Azens knew had come and promptly called over Master Yi, already present. Little Black arrives. Force around the table, guns drawn. Azens says, "How about a bet?" Winner takes initiative. Little Black showed a flush, John 2 pairs, and Master Yi the best hand, a 4 of a kind. Doing it, Azens secretly cheated, dealt himself 5 similar cards, won, and enraged Master Yi into speaking Cantonese. John stabbed at Azens' neck with the card, but his thick skin only bore a shallow wound. The dog pounced on the guard behind. 3 quickly retaliated. John took out the nearest enemy, then aimed at Azens, while Master Yi whipped out a flashbang. In a flash, it blinded the guards. John chased after Azens to 5 feet. As more guards closed in, those daring to approach were asking for it. Everyone was swiftly taken down by John, and Azens almost choked on laughter, launching into a close combat with John. Initially, John failed to land the hit. It felt like hitting nothing when he struck the opponent, and he was kicked off the 2nd floor instead. Just as John got back up, he was attacked by security. While dodging, he slammed an enemy against a pillar and chopped him down with an axe. Another enemy attempted a sneak attack, but John swiftly countered, hurling the axe to defeat him. Azens reappears, attacking fiercely and fast. John's hurt. As he gasps, Azens grabs him. Unwilling to go down, John lifted Azens and slammed him down hard, as if he were playing basketball. He jumped on him, unleashing a flurry of punches, and then sent him flying off the balcony with a kick. Azens went down with a loud thud. Just as he was returning to report, Little Black followed, aiming to kill John for the bounty, but was stopped by Master Yi. Subtitles: Little Black was forced to quit. John returned, saw Golden Tooth Caddy keeping her word, preparing for the entry. The man slowly approached the furnace of 1,000 degrees, and after a glance from the leader, he resolutely followed suit. It was a tradition dating back 1,000 years. Now, John wanted to rejoin the family and had to complete the ritual with the new leader. As they both placed their arms on the blazing furnace, the pain hit them like a freight train. But as their arms withdrew from the furnace, a bloody family mark was engraved deeply. They endured this pain to challenge the Marquis and seek revenge. Then he had Winston deliver the challenge to the Marquis, who initially scoffed at it. But when he learned John had the family's backing, and the challenge was an unrefusable rule set by the heads of Gaiju, the Marquis remained expressionless, but inside, he was in a panic. Seizing the opportunity, Winston presented their demands. Through this challenge, John would shake off all obligations to Gaiju and regain his freedom. As the guarantor, Winston also made his demands. He demanded New York's Continental Hotel be rebuilt at Gaiju's expense and his identity, position restored. However, as guarantor, his fate was now tightly tied to John's. If they lost, they'd both end up in cook trouble. By the next month, John arrived at the Eiffel Tower to discuss the duel's time and place with the Marquis. The point values would decide the outcome. The Marquis picked sunrise tomorrow. John intended to decide immediately, but had to wait till sunrise due to a low score. At the duel site, his score was higher. He chose Saints in Grand Cathedral for the duel. The third round determined the weapon. The Marquis, fearing John's marksmanship, chose swords, while John secured a handgun with 23 points. However, the Marquis suddenly requested Masji to take his place in the match. Masji outright refused, but was eventually coerced by the Marquis' daughter. He was forced to comply. The notary warned all to arrive on time. Latecomers would be deemed failed challenges. As negotiations ended,